All right. Hey, Zappy, how are you?
I'm doing fine.
All right. So I saw you in the comments. So I guess my first question, just based on what you had said, is why do you believe that the Jehovah Witness is the true religion?
Um, because of actually, I don't have an answer for that at this moment. Actually,
Okay. Okay.
I thought you were
So
gonna ask something else, but
well,
yes, I
I'm
do
always curious as to
research.
why. Yeah, I'm always curious as to
That's a
why
hard
people
question.
follow a specific religion. Yeah, I try to
um,
understand where you're coming from. That way I can have like a more relatable conversation with you.
I mostly grew up in and out as a child and into adulthood into Jehovah Witness. It's mostly the only religion I mostly felt comfortable with.
Okay. All right. Have you ever like veered outside of that to discover if somebody else maybe has a better understanding of the Bible or no?
No, I've actually did go to other churches though, but I not
Okay. All right.
He cut out, I
Um,
think. I don't know. It just kind of was weird.
yeah. Are you still there? Maybe he lost signal. I hope not.
One thing that he mentioned that he didn't like seeing is the tithing or the money. He says the money bowls or something in the church. So I think tithing bothers.
Yeah.
I think JWs really rest on the whole tithing thing. Like we don't ask for donate tithing or whatever. And I think that's what they rest a lot of their teachings on,
Yes.
or pull people in by, hey, you don't have to tithe here or whatever. And I understand why that would bother a lot of people. I do. I get it, because there are these prosperity
Yeah.
gospel preachers that capitalize and have private jets and everything else. But then there's other pastors and churches that they don't eat unless you tithe.
Yeah.
They're
Exactly.
like next to being
Exactly.
homeless because they
Yeah.
put all their time
Yep.
into reading the Bible and searching the scriptures.
Right. I got motorcycles riding by. Oh, sorry, guys.
That's fine. It's gonna get worse. Wait till summer comes.
Hey,
I'm right here. I'm here.
Zappy, are you back?
I'm in Chicago. They have a lot of car and
yes.
motorcycle clubs up here.
Yep. There you go. All right, Zappy. Here. I'll leave it open to you. Do you have any questions for me as a Christian that you would like to learn more about?
Um, no, I mean I'm pretty clear that the Earth is over 300 millions years old. I know that's true, but Jehovah Witnesses believe that humans were created recently, like 6,000 years ago.
Right. Do you want me to give you a different perspective on that?
Um, can I
And
explain what my experience with other churches that I didn't like, which is why I go to Jehovah Witnesses?
yes, absolutely.
So what I didn't like is the passing of the basket and people judging you if you donate or not. At
Okay.
Jehovah Witness Hall, we have it in the back. We never ask you to donate.
Okay.
It comes from your
Um,
heart.
right. So I will. Excuse me. I will tell you how it works at my particular church, and I know that every church is different, and I know that every church's focuses are different, their traditions are different. Okay, So the church that I go to, they talk about tithing, and they make it very, very clear. They say this is not something that you should ever feel obligated to do. This is something that if you feel in your heart that you should do, then by all means do it. If you don't, then don't do it, right? So they don't make you feel obligated. It's literally something that should be within you to do. And I think if a church makes you feel obligated, which I have seen plenty of churches that do, I think you should look for a different church. So the Jehovah Witness Church, all right? So they don't make you feel obligated, right?
No.
I would say that they are literally not the only ones. That there are many, many churches that don't do that to you. So if that was the only deciding factor for you, would that so if they make you feel comfortable in that, would that make you believe everything that they teach you within the scriptures?
I'm sorry. Uh, Let me think real quick.
Okay.
Right now, it's a little difficult because not a lot of people know about other people's disabilities, or there's many that show a lack of empathy that I do see.
Right. Yes. And I see that a lot as well. Like me personally, I'm not like that. I see many people that I surround myself that are not like that. But I have seen plenty of people that are. So I can relate to you in that way.
Okay.
So,
And I would say, Zappy,
so
that it rests on the heart of the giving. Because if you think about it, I don't know if you're familiar with the widow's offering in Matthew chapter 12.
Yes, I am. The 2 coins.
Yes, yes. So what does that scripture mean to you?
Um, that scripture means that we can give as much as we want as little, but we shouldn't give just because we have to, or
Right.
we have the money to do so. Like there, like right now, I'm kind of broke, so if I wanted to, technically can be like that widow. So
right,
Yeah, it was the heart condition because everyone else was giving out of their abundance or out of money they would not be missing. But she gave everything that she had, and I believe that that's all that Jesus wants from us is to give him everything we have, whether it's monetarily or just spiritually, or if it's just taking time out of our lives to spend time with him that we would spend on social media or watching TV. It's giving out of our heart what we have to give, the very best that we have to give, not just the scraps or what have you, but out of the heart condition, because the widow put in those 2 coins, and Jesus said after watching everybody, she gave more than anything. So I would say that there's a lot of churches out here, Zappy, and not all of them are led by the correct spirit. Some of them are led by a greed spirit that just only focuses on how much you're giving versus on your heart condition versus your salvation. So you do have to be careful because, like you said, there's sheep's and wolves clothing. And I would encourage you, if you have access to the internet, to go and look up JW Facts before you get baptized. Just look up jwfacts.com and read what the facts are before you dedicate your life to it. Because once you make that dedication as a Jehovah's Witness, and let's say something comes up and you change your mind, they're not going to welcome you. They're not going to talk to you. They're going to shun you. and that's a lot worse. Whole lot worse than not getting baptized at all. So
Oh,
just make.
I've been
Mhm.
in that where they've actually shunned me when I came back when I was trying to return, and they shunned me because did a sin, and I thought I was just trying to joke around because I don't take games seriously. I see games as fun, not really seriousness.
Yeah. Let me ask you something. So, you said that you were born and raised as a Jehovah Witness. Is that correct?
Yes, but I did leave for about like 10 years, maybe 16 in total, 20. I don't know.
Okay. All right. And have you ever read the Bible outside of what the Jehovah Witnesses organization tells you? Have you ever
Uh,
done research outside of that?
like research outside of Jehovah Witnesses.
Yeah.
Um, I no, but actually, yeah,
Oh,
I kind of have.
okay. So, do you mind if I show you a couple of things, just to maybe open your mind up to maybe a possibility of something different?
I'm trying to open my mind to many possibilities, which is why I'm trying to be slow to speak.
Okay. And that's totally respectable. So, okay. So in your belief, right? You believe that Jesus was created, correct?
He was created by God.
Right. And
Yes.
and the verses that and the verses that they've taught you to prove that would be Colossians 1:15, Revelation 3:14, and Proverbs 8:22, correct?
I do my own research when it comes to that actually,
Okay.
so I don't use
Okay.
JW stuff.
Perfect. And which verses have you found that support what they say?
Well, I don't have them on screen. It is on a
Okay.
different app. It's on my chat
Okay.
GBT.
Gotcha. All right, so I want to show you something real quick, okay? And this is, hold on, let me find it real quick. So I'm just gonna stick to one of the main passages that the Jehovah Witness organization leads you to, and if you can come up with those other ones, that's fine too. But I'm just gonna show you how to read the context within these verses, okay?
Okay.
All right. So we'll start with Colossians. So in Colossians, what they believe is that when it says in verse 15 that he is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn over all creation. So in their theology, firstborn has to mean first created, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to bring up a passage to you. This is in Psalms, and I just want to get your take on it real quick, okay? So this is talking about David, and it says, I also shall make him my firstborn, the highest of the kings of the earth. So in that particular verse, when it uses the term firstborn, is it saying that David was the first son?
I don't think it's meant to be in a literal wording.
Okay, perfect. And does it say that he was, do you think that he was the first king?
David being the first king.
Yeah.
That I don't have in my memory yet. I don't know
Okay.
if it was David or someone before him.
All right. So I will tell you, King was David was definitely not the first king. There were many, many kings before him. Okay. So the way that you can see what the meaning of firstborn means is to continue reading, right? So in Colossians, I'll read it all, and I'm going to go from 15 all the way through 18, okay? And it says, from 15, it says, He is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn over all creation. For by him all things were created that are in heaven and that are on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or dominions or principalities or powers. All things were created through him and for him. And he is before all things, and in him all things consist. And he is the head of the body, the church, who is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, that in all things he may have the preeminence. So I want to point out a few things, okay? So I know that the New World Translation adds the word other when it says all things, okay? It says all other things. I get that. However, John 1:3 literally contradicts that, okay? And if you read down to verse 18, it describes what firstborn actually means. And it means that he may have the preeminence. And the preeminence means authority. So when it's talking about the firstborn over all creation, he's talking about the authority over all creation. Can you see that?
I'm normally seeing it as Jesus being right next to God when creating all things.
Right. But if he was okay, so if he was next to God and he was not created, then every single thing would be created through him, correct?
Unless I can't go into the. I was going to go into theory, but that would be wrong.
Fair enough. So if when the verse says that all things were created through him and for him, would that make him created? Because if according to the verse, if he were to be created, then that would mean he would need to create himself, right?
Are you talking about God or Jesus being created here?
Jesus.
Um, every religion mostly sees that God is eternal. He doesn't exist within our time.
Right. And what I'm saying is in those verses, in verse 16 through 18, when it, or actually 16 and 17, when it says, talking about Jesus, saying, For by him all things were created that are in heaven and that are on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or dominions, principalities or powers, all things were created through him and for him. And he is before all things, and in him all things consist. Does that sound like somebody who has been created, or does that sound like somebody who is the creator?
I don't know how to wrap my brain around that. I have a lot of disabilities,
I, I understand.
so
I
I do
completely understand.
struggle really badly with trying to put it all together into my head sometimes. So I'm still
Okay.
trying to. I'm still learning, so I don't know fully
Yeah.
everything yet. So I'll admit that.
Okay. And that's honesty right there. So I appreciate that big time. What I would do is, for you, I would read verse 16 and 17, and I would encourage you to read out of the King James Version, which is one of the Bibles that's approved on the jw.org. Okay.
or library.
That way you're still getting it from that. Yeah, it's in that source. So read from the King James, just verse 16 and 17, and study that. And come back here whenever you want, and feel free to discuss with us what you learned from that and what you see in that. And see if, maybe you can see what the verses are telling you, instead of what somebody else is telling you. Like I'm a true believer that um, the Bible itself is true 100%, and that if you study it and you pray that you understand it, that the Holy Spirit will show you what the true meaning is of every verse in that Bible. So I would encourage you not to be persuaded one way or another, and just read it for yourself and see what you can figure out.
And what scriptures were that so I could look it up and study it?
Yes, it is first Colossians, or I'm sorry, it is
Corinthians.
Colossians.
Oh, I thought,
No, no,
sorry,
no, no. Yeah,
Colossians.
Colossians chapter 1, verse 15 through 18.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So yeah, definitely research it, study it, try to figure it out, and if any questions come up, please come back, talk to us, and we will do our best to answer you the best that we can, okay?
Okay.
All right, man. Well, I will definitely pray for you, and um, I really hope God shows you the way, brother.
With God, with God, all things are possible, and I know His Holy Spirit
Absolutely.
will help guide me.
There you go. And that's all we can pray for, right?
His
Yes,
spirit will
and
guide
for
you into
our
all things.
enemies.
Hmm.
That that's right. Well, I do appreciate you coming up here. I appreciate you sharing with me what you did. It takes a lot of courage sometimes, so that I'm very grateful for that. So, yeah, man, go study it and learn what God is teaching you with those, okay?
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome, brother.
God bless you, Zappy.
God bless you.
All right. God bless you, brother.